What's going on, Tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. I'm your boy Varni, host of Varni's Cardler. Today in the studio with the boys, Mike and Dan. What's going on, y'all?
Yo,
What's goody?
good? What is up, boys?
Yo, a second episode in like 2 weeks. We're on a roll.
Yo, it's almost like we have a podcast or something. I don't know.
I know, right? Yo, people are listening to the other one too. The stats on Anchor, they look pretty good.
Not bad. I like to hear that.
We got like...
I didn't even know we had a podcast.
I know, right? Now, our last one, 59 plays, bro. That's nice. We appreciate all of our listeners. The fact that like it's been almost a year, and 59 plays like right on the comeback is like phenomenal. That's like our very first episode was 50 plays. Like this is wild. So it's nice to know that like y'all are listening and y'all appreciate our opinions. It's really good stuff. So we've got some good stuff for you today. Today we're going to be talking about, of course, our local dubs, because we had locals yesterday, first locals of BT-11. We're also going to be touching on the not the catastrophe, but the stuff, the things that are going on with the Digimon market in regards to buyouts and those gold rares and such. And Japan just had their national championship. So we definitely have to talk about that because that is the future of our meta. So let's kick it off. I'm going to hand it over to Dan because as usual, it seems like anytime we come on the podcast, it's either Dan or I who have won the preceding locals. So Dan, take it away.
That's only because I don't play at the locals.
Sorry, Michael. The best Examon player, yes. Let me not forget.
You know, if I was there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you still want to have one, but that's neither here nor there. Back to real quick what you've already said. 59 listeners, that means that we actually have a little following, and we appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? So that's cool to see that people still, even though like we haven't been on for like a minute, it's been definitely a few months, that people were like, yo, they care that we dropped a new episode.
Yo, these Digipod guys, like, am I right?
Yeah, right. We must be saying something good, you know. But
it's
moving forward,
baby.
Yeah, definitely. Locals, your boy took it 4-0 with Black Wargram on X. Best deck in the format, I think. Most people already tired of Black Wargram on X, and the sale has only dropped for 1 week. But yeah, so matchups wise, it was kind of diverse, but like nothing like crazy meta wise, I would say, except for one deck. I played against Dark Knightmon. That was an interesting matchup because they have a lot of like different things they do, which is different than most decks. Especially Digicrossing plus Digivolving. And for some reason, I wasn't getting my Melgram on X's, the new one, BT-11 version, so I wasn't getting that protection. So like I was getting popped quite a bit. But it was a lot of back and forth. He would Digicross, Digivolve pop, and then I would go to my Melgramon, the Digivolve pop. But after a while, it was just like Black Wargreymon X gets on the board, it was just instant board control and nothing they could really do about it, honestly. Even if they got into a Dark Knightmon X, it still would have been rough, but I never let that happen. That was a quick 2-0. Not quick, but it was 2-0.
You know what the mistake was?
Yeah,
you should have been playing Bagramon.
I don't disagree. Bagramon's a problem, but like, if you know that there's a Bagramon chance, like you're always gonna chill with one stack. I feel like it's very easy play around if you know there's one, but if you don't and it just pops up out of nowhere, that's when it gets you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you gotta drop that rookie, you know. Sometimes there's something you're searching for, and you just end up with an Agumon. The next thing you know, there's a Black or Gray just chilling under your Agumon.
Agreed. But like, hopefully you swing fast enough where it just dies and you just continue with the regular stack, right?
Yeah, hopefully. Don't face me next time because I'll put a Bagramon on the deck just for you.
Yo, wasn't I joking? I was like, yo, I'm gonna throw one sneaky Bagramon on Black Wargreymon X. No one's ever gonna see it happening.
Can you imagine that in a mirror?
It's a good card.
Yo, it is.
Mike,
it's a really good card.
Oh, is Bagramon a good card now, Mike? Because
well, I don't want to go too far, but Darkness mode though, when that card comes out, now that's
Yo.
That card is cracked.
Darkness
That's
background
cracked.
is disgusting.
that's a good card.
That is secret worthy.
100%, 100%. And like there was like the gold and silver versions of it. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot it has alternate versions. That in superior mode.
You know what? Actually, in the new leaks that just came out, we're getting alternate versions of alt arts too, of different color variations.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw them yet or not. They look pretty sweet.
Yeah, for BT-13 for the burst modes.
Yep.
I did see those. I couldn't really tell what those were like from first sight, but I could see them now. If you guys didn't know, like I didn't know, for our listeners there, if you go and you look up the BT-13 burst mode alt arts, they're basically it's just a really crappy like screen grab is what it seems like. That's why you can't tell. Maybe if it was the high res version, you'd be able to tell more. But it has like a digital background, and the entire like card is kind of like contrasted with like a dark, maybe like it seems like it's like some sort of like dark film, because the text is darker. Like all the keywords like blocker and once per turn and when digivolving, like all that stuff is like black or like a dark shade of a color. Like it looks nicer if you see any high res photos. I'll say that much.
Yeah, definitely. It's not. They're cool. I don't know if it's like that worthy of it to being like that ghost rare chance of pulling it. I don't know. They're kind of to me. The regular all arts will do just fine for people who care about those, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I kind of prefer the basic arts to anyways, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Back to what we were saying. We're getting off track. Round 2 was U-Force. U-Force was I won 2-1, but like the only reason why I lost was because I braked so hard I couldn't get out of it, and U-Force just did U-Force things. And game 3 was like Hades Force's board, I think it was, and it was just like GG after that. There's no chance of coming back for U-Force. Poor guy.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Round 3 was Bagramon. Bagramon is better, but like it
still has its problems. Yeah,
it still has its issues. Like it does things, but doesn't do things at the same time. It could be a player thing. It's first time he ever played it. I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. That was also 2-0. And then I played our co-host over here, Varni, in the finals. He was playing Examon, and I gave him a 2-0 beating too. Let me stop. On to the side. No, game 2 was hard. I enjoy that matchup, like Black Greymon versus Examon. To me, I think of it as a chess match, more than just like a regular like Digimon game, because you have to like think about your play's future. You have to think about a couple plays in advance. And if you just think about like what's happening in the now, I think you'll always lose to Examon, because Examon does so much and does so much board control. When Examon hits on board and it has the effect where it has Slayer Dramon and Break Dramon board at the same time, it's very, very hard to break that board. And if you're not prepared for it to happen, GG, you lose. And that's where I think a lot of players who are saying that Black or Greymon, is a terrible matchup against Examon is because they don't know how to play it correctly. And yeah, so I guess from all my playtesting against Examon with Varni and Mike, because he plays it now, I got a pretty good handle on that matchup and understand it very well how to play it. And so that was a 2-0 win for me. And so, yeah, that was locals. Fortunately, no Grandis, no Jesmon, no Melgarurumon. There were those decks, like Melgo's running around, but I unfortunately never got the chance to play it. Even though I've been play testing against it myself, and if Melga does Melga things, great. If they can't and you do Black War Greymon things, then great. And just whoever gets those pieces first, basically, in my opinion. And Grandis, everybody knows what to do with Grandis. So.
Grandis is what just took the dub for PPG's Win a Flight and Case tournament.
100%.
So For those of you who don't know, that's what we're here for. PPG, Pro Play Games, based out of Florida, one of the best tournament organizers for not only Digimon, but Dragon Ball Super, as well as One Piece, and just America as a whole. They held a Win a Flight tournament for people who were trying to, maybe they couldn't afford it, or maybe they wanted to save some money. It was a tournament for them to win a flight to nationals. It was also a case tournament. So there were a total of 75 players. Out of those 75 players, we have a breakdown. The breakdown was, ready for this, 21 Black War Greymon X, 10 Grandis Kuwagamon, 6 Metal Garurumon X. All right, let's remember that. 4 Secon.
You put a pin on that one. You coming back?
Yeah. We're gonna put a pin right on that.
Yeah,
one.
right. The exclamation and when he said it, like, geez.
4 War Grey X, 4 Masty, 4 Jess, 4 Exa, 3 Ulforce, 3 Blue Flare, whatever the hell 3 miscellaneous is. 2 Cross, 2 Machine Dramon, and then 1 each of Bielstar, Commandramon, Bloomlord, Ragna, and Dark Knightmon. So, like, the first thing right off the bat, right? That's 70 players. For 75 players. 75 players. For 75 players who are trying to win a flight to nationals, who are most likely using this as practice for nationals, that's one hell of a breakdown, you know? This reinforces something that Mike said last week, that any deck could win, you know, any deck could potentially come up and win, and it may not win at a regional or a national level, but you can contend with it for sure. And a lot of people felt that they could contend with these decks. Now, the top 8 breakdown ended up being 3 Grandis, with Grandis having won the event. Black War Grey X, I believe it was Grandis versus Black War Grey X in finals. 1 Blue Flare, 1 War Grey X, and the 1 singular Metal Garurumon X. How the mighty have fallen. Sorry.
You're a hater.
Oh, you know I'm a hater, baby.
I mean, so the way I look at it is, I think BT-11 is going to be a really cool format, personally. I think I think the way that Digimon's been heading has been in a good direction generally. But I'm excited for this format going forward. Mostly because I'm pretty sure I can play more jank than I ever have before and get away with it. Like, and maybe not like full on jank, but definitely more anti-meta decks and just more rogue decks and get away with it just because it's shaping up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely excited for that, and I think it's really cool to see, like, you know, I think last week we were talking about how expensive some cards can be in this game, and you know, sometimes you need to go out and buy the Death X mons that can be a lot of money. But look at, you know, decks like Grandis. You know, Grandis Kuwagamon topping a PPG tournament like that. I mean, Grandis is a cheap deck, right? That is in my opinion, that's a budget deck.
Hey. People are going to come at you and they're going to say, but Mike, we have to pay $20 for a Grand Kuwagamon promo that we need. Oh, sorry, not Grand Kuwagamon, for a Okuamon. Okuamon promo, and we need 4 of them. That's $80. That's not budget.
All right. I mean, I actually forgot that card was that much money. I guess because I've had them for so long. Are they that much money still?
Yes,
I just looked it up. They actually rose in price.
25.
They were down to like $13 about 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I thought, $12 to $13 5 days ago. Now they're like $24, $25, yeah. So they had about a big jump, $10, $12, yeah.
That's definitely going up some more for sure.
Actually, let me see.
Especially if Grandis does really well, and that's which we expect it to.
Oh yeah.
After that, it's just gonna blow up most likely.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that.
But I mean, there's some lower listing prices you guys could scoop up. I'm not gonna make this into a market watch video. I'm gonna shut up. But yeah, there's some that are like cheap, you know, $18, $20 you can grab before they go up in price. I mean, and you know, with Nats coming around the corner, might be something to look into. It's a great, I don't want to say anti-meta deck because it is a meta deck itself. But if you think
like Black War Grey deck,
it's like the anti-meta deck. I would like, if you think the meta is going to be Black War Grey, I think that Grandis is a great choice. I'm actually surprised at PPG tournament. not to see more Jesmon either. Only 4 Jesmon decks, right? So that's a little
Yeah, only
surprising.
4.
I guess they. I mean, I haven't playtested Jesmon too much. BT-11. I know that it has a pretty decent matchup against Black War Grey X, but I'm pretty sure it still kind of just loses to a lot of the other decks in the format, unfortunately.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I think Grandis is better in terms of like what Jesmon is trying to achieve against Black or Gray, because you're not going to give your opponent as much memory as you would with Jesmon, and you're also not subjected to like the Dexmon play. Not, because everybody's probably going to be playing at least one Dexmon. And while a Dexmon or like a well-timed Gaia Force or whatever could hurt Grandis, like once they wreck your security, like it's GG's at that point, because they're either gonna like rookie you on the next turn or they're gonna hybrid you. So compared to Jesmon that doesn't run Tamers, so you need another rookie in raising. When you come out of raising, that's it. Like you come out of raising, you swing. If that Jesmon is gone and your Sistermons are gone, you got to go back to building up. There's nothing you can do the next turn. You have to wait a turn. So I think that's why we see more Grandis representation than Jess.
Yeah, I mean, I think Grandis is also one of those decks. I gotta say, I feel like the only deck that it kind of, I don't want to say hard loses to, because it can still beat, is Exmon. Just because usually Grandis is just one of those decks, build in the back, raise, and then go into your Digivault, go into your Mega, swing, take everyone. Examon kind of prevents that once the Slagermon's in the field. And like you said, unless that's the matchup and they already have a full stack Examon, I mean, that's a hard deck for anyone to beat at that point. Grandis can only lose to itself, I feel like, in most situations, right? And by that, I mean, it's only either gonna, if you brick, you're losing yourself, or, I mean, unfortunately, I think it's one of the only X antibody decks without protection. And if you hit anything in security,
so
you're just getting blown out.
You're a glass cannon, straight up.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's a cool way for the deck to be, though. Like you have the ability to OTK someone. You're taking 6 security in, one turn. You're probably going to have the Mimi to raise out a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very cool deck in that way, and it's nice that it is beatable in that aspect, right?
Yeah, you're right.
There are decks like, maybe Metal Garurumon, who a lot of people had a problem with in the past, because that deck really doesn't lose to itself too much. That deck's pretty consistent, just going into that level 5 real fast, real early, and it has the fight protection, so it's not really going to die in security. And I think we've seen kind of, last week I touched on how Black War Grey is kind of like the culmination of just like 11 sets of Greymon support, just making it like this unstoppable force, kind of.
Unstoppable force. We're gonna give you guys a little insight here. BT-12 Greymon Tribal just gets even better, right? Because we're getting Raid Greymon, which is disgusting. But that's not it. You thought that was it? That's not it. EX04 BT-13, just a little touch into what we're gonna talk about. Like we said, Japan had their championships. There were, I think, 6 different Greymon tribal archetypes that topped.
Yes, and they all saw
different ones, bro.
Mm-hmm. They all saw different variations of playing as well, right? Obviously, Black War Grey had the most representation, but then next was the Raid War Greymon from BT-12 that had a lot of people playing it. That's a great deck. And then I don't have the full deck list in front of me. All I have is kind of like the pie chart to go off of, but it looks like there's a couple different tribal decks.
Bro, it's like, oh, you want to play Black War Grey? Cool. You just want to play Gaiomon? Cool. You want to play Blue Flare Metal Grey? Cool. You want to play Shine Grey? Hey, yes, choose your flavor of Greymon, baby.
You want to play just straight up OTK War Grey X? Go for it.
Yeah, it's
because,
so cool
and
to
because
see.
Like in future sets, it's gonna be just better Greymon. So like even like older War Greymon archetypes, like the War Grey X version, just inherently gets better. So then it just becomes stronger. So like it just becomes a thing where it's just like, all right, what type of Greymon deck I want to play today? It's kind of where we're gonna get to a point to, which I think is not bad because it's not like it's one Greymon deck. Before it was just one Greymon deck, that was it. Now you got the variety of it, and I think that's a good thing.
I got a plan for.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing, you know.
I mean, it's cool to have so many different versions of. I don't want to say the same archetype because they do different things.
Yeah, for sure.
The same Digimon, I guess. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, sometimes I do. Like, I love Greymon. Don't get me wrong. I love Greymon Tribal. Big fan of the deck. Been playing that since I started playing the game. Sometimes it is a little overwhelming to keep getting the same cards with support. You know, I wish they would spread the love around a little bit more.
Hey, listen.
I think that's where the main issue is.
After Gabumon in various forms has dominated the format since BT6. The BT6 was Gabumons, BT7, BT8 was like Blue Hybrid.
Whoa, let's say
BT9 was Melga, BT10 was Melga, EXO3 was Melga. It's nice to see our boy Agumon.
It's our time to shine, baby.
Because he wasn't even even back during BT1, 2, 3 days, for us, it was 1.0. It was Blue Turbo Omni, not Red Turbo Omni, Blue Turbo
There was
Omni.
A Red Turbo
exactly.
Omni too.
There
though,
was, but it wasn't as good as Blue Turbo Omni.
No, I definitely get what you're saying. But, you know, there are other Digimon from Season 1. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there was actually other characters in Season 1 that weren't Agumon and Gabumon.
I can only remember
that's where we can agree on.
It's so weird, yeah. I don't know why. It's just crazy.
They haven't given you would think at least for Season 1 characters they would give more love to those other Digimon.
Hey, Rosemon
because people love Tentomon. People love Tentomon and his line. I love the line. Hercules Kabutemon's a badass Digimon, right?
Yeah, man. Izzy's my boy.
Yeah, right. And there's not really much going on for him because we got Hercules Kabuterimon X, and that shit is dog water.
All right. It's not that it's dog water. It's just why would you play that over Grandis?
Agreed. Of course, exactly. I'm not saying that's. I'm just saying as in the heroes, just for a fact that everybody knows those Digidestined, you would think they would have better line of support. You have Goemon, who the last time he had support was God knows when, EXO1. Vicomon has been irrelevant since day one. No, that's different. That's different.
You want some real disrespect? Let's talk about how I know.
Palmon?
Yeah, I know BT13 is a savior set, but. Still, Rosemon was Mimi and Palmon's Mega Digi-Evolution. We got Rosemon, is it Rosemon Burst Mode?
Yeah, we got that. Rosemon and Rosemon Burst Mode. Both the Lala line.
Rosemon Burst Mode and on the Lala line. And the first thing people said is, damn, this would be really good in Bloom. Imagine the disrespect that it's not even damn, this could be a really good deck. It's just this would be really good for a Bloom. This would be really good for the Sound deck. What?
That's exactly what I told you. The very first Rosemon card they had draw for reviews. I was like, Varni, look at this. This is perfect for Bloom Lord. Now you think about its own deck. It was just instant Bloom Lord. It's damn.
Yeah, but that's the curse, though, you know? And you know what? Yeah. No disrespect to Bandai because they know their demographic. They know that people love Agumon and Gabumon so much, but damn, y'all could spread the love a little, you know what I'm saying?
It's just
I think it's more Agumon, Vmon, Gabumon.
Yes.
And then it's probably Gamamon.
I mean,
Gilmon? You think Gilmon is... I think Gamamon passed Gilmon at this point of so many cards they got for them now.
Oh, well, for cards, for sure.
Well, I mean, it's tough to say. The issue is that, alright, this might draw some flack. I'm just gonna be a Gamamon sucks. I'm sorry, that deck is... It's just not a good deck.
Oh, yeah.
Right, let me take that back. It's not a bad deck, but...
it's a bad deck to the meta. It is. You know what it is? It is the perfect tier 1.5 deck because it could probably body every deck beneath it. but
It's
it
just,
can't go toe to toe with the top end of the meta.
I don't know, because it's tough. It's also in a hard, it's in a hard color because when you're in red already, you already know, obviously, Agumon, Greymon travel, it's hard to compete with that. Such a dominant deck already, I feel like. And it doesn't get help, right, in the future. I mean, if they wanted to help it, they would. Look at the Beelzemon deck, right? The starter deck. That deck thrust what was, in my opinion, kind of like a mediocre high roll one-trick pony deck straight into the meta. That starter deck just boom punches it right into the meta.
And then set 12 comes out. No, what makes it even wild is set 12 when Beelzemon X drops. That's when he just breaks everything, and it's just
disgusting.
Yeah. You could legit be losing.
Even just Beelzemon X, do they play? I think
the whole line.
Yeah, I was going to say
the whole line they play.
And that whole line is just cracked for the archetype.
No, yeah, I mean, fantastic. They could do stuff, but it is what it is. I think
that deck is
like I said, though, they know their demographic. I'm actually surprised that Gallant hasn't. Like I said, it's not a bad deck. It's just the metas that Gallant has been released in has been.
It's always sucked.
It's not, it's always the lesser deck, right?
Because it always gets overshadowed by whatever is the meta. For example, if Gallimon had come out in BT-11, I don't think Black War Gray would have been the one true king of the format. Simply because that Gallimon has raid, and that would have been the thing to kill Black War Gray. But it came out in a set where you get Red Hybrid support, Shine Greymon support, War Greymon support, Arrestor Dramon, and the entire Hunters line.
Oh man,
and so it's damn, where's the room for Gallantmon?
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. Speaking of strong decks, Hunters. All right, I feel like that's a crazy. Deck,
we'll get to Hunters. We'll get to Hunters.
That is a crazy deck.
Sportsmon's just something else,
dude. Ooh. Man.
So it basically comes down to, I mean, just to wrap up our earlier point, Grandis is for anybody going to Nats, expect to face Grandis, expect to face Black War Gray X. Expect to face people trying to make SecCon work. Expect to face Cross. Now, it's funny, right, too, because I think Mike said this, or maybe it was Dan. There were only 2 Cross decks out of 75 players. It really seemed damn, Black War Gray is going to be in the meta. I'm not even going to bother playing Cross.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, right? Because...
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I mean, X7's a little bricky. I like that card a lot. I think it's really cool. I think it helps the deck out. But yeah, X7 can be a little bricky. And it's that fear of just getting all of your tamers.
It's the fear of getting absolutely obliterated on 1 5-cost card. That's the killer.
Yes, and I also think I don't want to say skill gap. I feel like that comes off as condescending. But before
we're condescending individuals.
Yeah, I guess. Before the X4 hit, the deck was really helmet. After the X4 hit, it requires a lot more thinking. I mean, the deck is still good, but it's not so. The moves aren't so linear anymore, right? So now it's oh shit, I actually have to think through my plays and. Am I putting Digimon under my tamers now, or am I just leaving them in my hand because I don't want to get my ship blown up by, Black War Gray, or I don't want to get Haiti forced, or, and I think that the X7, which helps out a lot, is great. The issue is that Black War Gray just has protection, So you X7 and you're getting a big body on the field, but they're just gonna, all right, you played the X7, that's cool. I guess I'll just bottom deck my X antibody option, and you still have a big body and it probably has blocker, but I've seen Black War Gray get pretty big.
Is Cross 7 a level 6?
Yes.
It's red and white, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to get spicy? Just play Omnimon. Just play BT-1 Omnimon.
BT-1 Omnimon just to lead again?
Yeah. You try to kill it the first time, and it's okay, I'll bottom deck X anti, and then you're like, all right, cool. Digivolve into Omnimon. Get him off my field.
I feel like that's but it could work, right? I feel like that's a great idea, but it's all like you could say that for a lot of stuff.
To be honest, you're probably gonna bottom deck it off of some search. Well, then again, what does that deck search? Only the Taiki and Shoutmon. Oh, and Cross 3 now.
It's search all that whole deck. I mean, Taiki searches, Shoutmon searches.
Yeah. You're probably gonna end up bottom decking it, but hey, it's an option.
Yeah. It's an option, but also, I mean, like I said, the deck can be a little bricky.
Hey, we live in the bricks, don't we?
And you gotta remember the Digicross, so it's like it might be tough to kind of stay on your turn, and also it's one of those things too. Blackboard Gray is a deck that like that new Greymon X antibody that just reduces the Digivolve cost.
Yeah,
is really strong, so it's hard to even give that deck a lot of memory now.
I know.
So like it is hard.
Just play 4 Plasma Stake. Just play 4 Plasma Stake. You'll be good.
But also, like, I think that while I do think that Blackboard Gray is going to be super dominant in Nationals coming up for us, I wouldn't actually be too surprised if it didn't win the whole tournament.
Correct.
I'll say that.
I agree with that, yeah.
I think while it has, obviously, I don't think it's a doubt in anyone's mind that it is the best deck in the format right now. I mean, it makes sense. It's really good. But with that being said, it's not unbeatable.
It's good into everything, right? And I think that's what makes it the best deck in the format. It's because it's Melga. Mm-hmm. Like, Melga was good into everything, including Setcon. Like, it might have been a shit matchup in Melga's favor in ways, but it was still good into the matchup in some ways. And it didn't really have a bad matchup, And that's what it is for Blackboard Gray. Well, I take it back. Blackboard Gray's bad matchup is Grandis. But if you take out the outlier of Grandis and Jessamon, and for some people Examon, it's good into the rest of the meta. And frankly, like, I'll take the 1 bad matchup, the 1-2 bad matchups, if it means that like every other deck I see I'll body and I just gotta tough my way through the 2 other matchups. Because you're right, it's definitely winnable. People who say it's not winnable, sorry, skill gap.
Yeah,
I'm condescending.
He said I'm condescending. I'll also say for the people that are going to Nationals and thinking of playing Blackboard Gray, if you have not been testing the mirror match, what are you doing? Because you need to learn that mirror match.
Yeah, sorry, Dan, I couldn't give you 2. I mean, I gave you a little bit, but I couldn't give you much more.
I already know how to beat the mirror match. I'm good.
I gave you all the other matches. I gave you like a day's worth of Examon.
I'm the Blackboard Gray matchup. It's the 3 hardest matchups in the Blackboard Gray. It's Grandis, Jessamon, and 4. I even want to say 4 technically. Blackboard Greymon and Examon, right? I'm pretty good with 3 of the 4. I think I'll be all right. Like, I think the way I built, like, I'm Blackboard Greymon to the point where I think everybody knows the generic, like, what the deck is going to be. But I think the things I change, I think the things I changed for my version is to play against those worst matchups, because I think the worst matchups, you need certain cards like Galmon. That's more important, I think, in the worst matchups than they are against the good matchup. Because against the good matchups, you see a Blackboard Greymon X, it's not much some of those decks can do against you. But like, for example, Examon, right? Blackboard Greymon specifically, if you're the opposing player and the person sitting across you has a Blackboard Greymon X stack, if you don't see the out, which is Galmon, in my opinion, you're not winning. Or you're in a very weird situation where you gotta hope you can like de-digivolve or whatever. But Galmon gives you that blitz plus attack over plus the de-digivolve all at once. So to me, that's like the out. It's the out to Examon, it's the out to Blackboard Greymon, it's the out to me in Jessamon, depending on the situation. Because if you go aggro as AF, because I've done it with you, Varni, right? And that was the only time I actually won. It was like Galmon 4 swings, right? 4 checks.
4 swings on turn 3, and I'm like, okay, I guess I don't recover from this.
Can you respond? If you can't, I'm winning next turn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I kind of built my deck thinking of those matchups more, and I've seen good results, I would say. It's just a matter of me, I guess, seeing those pieces in those situations, because any deck can just break, and it happens at times. So if you understand the mirror, like Mike was saying, I think you'd be in an okay situation. If you don't understand that mirror and you don't understand how to deal with a Black War Greymon X stack that's like perfect with Yu on the board, with cool boys, with everything, then like GG, you're losing.
Oh, hey, go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say I just I had the perfect out, always, and it's poop loop, never lose.
Funny poop loop, baby.
Funny poop loop. Yeah.
I mean, if you're able to get it going, sure. I don't know how consistent that's gonna be, but
no, definitely not consistent. Trust me.
I just want to take this time and give our nationals players a couple tips for the various decks that you're playing. First of all, Black War Grey X. If you're playing Black War Grey X and you go into a matchup and you see a purple or a yellow egg, your first priority should be getting Yuya on board. All right, let's get that straight. Like you can put off Digivolving for a turn if it means that you get Yuya on the board, because that means you're facing some sort of a control deck, and there's going to be a Chaos Degrade or a Wyverns or a Lonkiata Statko Insecurity. You need to put that Yuya on the board because you need to be able to protect yourself against options both in security and for the next turn until you can hopefully kill them the following turn. Number 2, for my Examon players, I just want to say I'm disappointed in all 4 of you who played in the Win a Flight tournament and did not top. I'm very disappointed in you. I expect more from my fellow Examon players. If you're playing Examon, every matchup is different. You need to not, your mindset should be, I gotta get Examon out, but it also should not be, I gotta get Examon out. Meaning that Examon is not it's not a Unga Bunga, let me establish Examon deck. It's the, what's the perfect time for me to establish Examon to ensure that I have this game in my pocket deck? Do I put out, there are actually times that you shouldn't go into Slayer Dramon, you should actually go into Break Dramon. Believe it or not, Break Dramon is very clutch, and going into that instead of Slayer Dramon can actually help you save a game, and even make it to the next turn where you can establish an Examon for cheaper than giving your opponent 7 memory. All right, I've seen some very questionable Examon plays, and you guys need to evaluate every play. Like Dan said, you need to evaluate your current play, and you need to evaluate about 2 plays ahead of the play that you're gonna make. All Force players, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're kind of screwed, bro. I hope
you better pray
all the Black War Grey matchup.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't play all your tamers. I guess that's one thing. Try to push out all Force early, I guess. Establish one arena and that's it. Try to kill the other arenas, I guess. I don't know. I don't play the deck. Our boy Adrian he's been playing the deck and he's much more versed in the various matchups. But we're hoping that he does well, and we hope to see him do well. But Tamer Destruction is a thing. Hades Force is most definitely going to ruin your life.
Realistically, we don't know how well he's going to do with it.
Hey! Don't you?
Your Force is hard.
Don't you put that negative energy into the world?
All right.
Yeah. It should. Yeah. I mean, it's a good deck. It's a Gallantmon problem. It's the Gallantmon problem all over again. When they printed Old Force support, I said, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And then I remembered that in
Black War Greymon X happened.
They printed Black War Greymon X, and I said, "Why would Bandai do this to me?" I love Old Force so much, and I remember how excited I was that we were gonna get new support for it. And,
same. I was playing Old Force and BT2. Well, for us, set 1.0, 1.5, but like I was playing like on what was it called? The online simulator games, and that was like so fun to play back then. It was basically like U-Force versus Sean Greymon every time.
Yep.
During that time frame. But yeah, it was a great deck. It's just like you said, it has that Galmon problem. It came out of the wrong set.
Imagine if that deck came out BT10, Be living life.
Oh,
Actually,
it might
still be a
be.
problem because Black or Gray is still a
Yeah, it's still there.
problem.
It wouldn't have been as bad though, because sure they can pop your tamers, but they're only popping maximum 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, maximum 3, but that would require you to have 3 ties in play. Hades Force is really what kills the deck, because you could play around Black War Gray. Hades, you say you can't play around Hades Force.
Hades Force kill everything equal to 13 costs. You know, like it's just like that's probably like 3 to 4 tamers. Like there's a lot going on. Then you could swing after that, which could mean you could swing over their U Force or something. It's just like it's a bad time for them.
Yeah, but that's all the tips I have for our nationals players. For anybody who's not going to nationals, I hope that you guys are either aiming to go to nationals next year. I know I am. Whether you're getting out of the game to get back in at a later point, you're getting into the game now and you know nothing. That's what we're about to talk about. The Japanese nationals results, who are currently on EXO4 format. They are not on BT-13. I believe that is dropping this week for them.
Yeah, I believe so.
EXO4 format, baby. Like I said earlier, 6 Greymon tribal decks for y'all who wanted to know the exact breakdown of their top 32. It is 9 Black War Gray / Black War Gray X, 5 of the Raid War Greymon that is dual color red and black. So it makes use of the same lower end for the most part of Black War Gray, just utilizing War Greymon, Raid War Greymon for the top end. There were 5 Hunters decks featuring Arrestor Dramon and Arrestor Dramon Superior Mode, busted ass. 3 Bloom Lord Mon, which is, in my opinion, honestly going to be one of the sleeper decks of Nationals. 2 Beelzemon, one of which ended up taking the tournament. 2 Crossheart, 1 War Greymon X, 1 Shine Greymon, 1 Black War Greymon promo, Red Black War Greymon promo. For those of you who don't know, that's the one Digiburst 2 unsuspended. So it's essentially an OTK deck. 1 singular Examon, which was the 3rd place list. Yellow Purple Secon featuring Venusmon. Red Blue Metal Greymon, which was Blue Flare. That is our breakdown. That is our, I think the 6 archetypes.
I do gotta add in there that Red Blue Metal Greymon, so Blue Flare with the Metal Greymon X antibody from BT-9.
Disgusting.
People sleep on that, dude. Would not be surprised if that got a top 32 spot in Nationals.
I think about that, and that's just disgusting.
It's a strong deck. I mean, Blue Flare, it's going to be... I don't know how many people are going to end up playing it. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets a top. There's definitely a few decks that are going to surprise people, I think.
I think Poop is going to make it to top 32, though, and I think it's going to surprise nobody at all. It's like we joke about it, and then we're going to be like, oh shit, Poop actually made it to top 32, you know?
I would love that. If someone brings a funny Poop Loop and wins, send me that deck list immediately.
And wins? That's a tough
not
ask,
wins,
bro.
but all right, not wins. and gets top 32, top 64 even.
Top 64 even, for sure.
Send me that deck list immediately. I'm playing it. I want it.
I agree.
Sure.
Especially once NASA's over, I'm gonna be hitting all of the rogue / jank decks just because I'll be so much done with Black or Greymon probably.
I am excited. I can't wait. So and then the top 4 for Japan Nats, right? It was Beelzemon 1, Examon 2, and then it was Black War Gray. But was that the promo Black War Gray that got 3?
No. Was it promo Black War Gray?
I think it was promo Black War Gray.
It was the promo Black or Gray, yeah. I remember, what the heck?
Yeah, and
I've seen that card in a minute.
It was Hunters that got 4, so that's I'm excited for that deck. But the promo Black War Gray, before we talk about Beelzemon and X1, that is some spice, and that's the type of stuff I like. I like to see that. That's cool.
I do have the deck list handy. Here's the deck list.
Pull it up. Let's see.
So,
that was the promo Black War Gray deck. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
Gravity Crush. Oh my goodness, that card is the bane of my existence.
That's an old school card.
I have horror memories of Gravity Crush.
That is an old school Greymon Tribal card. I love to see that.
I don't remember what they all do. Do you guys remember what that yellow red Agumon does again? Like, why does he play it? Because I don't.
That's
remember.
Shine. That's the Shine Gray Agumon.
Yeah. Agumon.
Right, from BT-12, right?
Yeah, I don't know why he plays that. Let's go look that up.
Yeah, let's get some info on it.
Let's see. Yeah,
there was a black-red Greymon from that set. All right, it's on play. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Greymon in its name and 1 Marcus Daemon among them to your hand. Its inheritable is when one of your yellow or red tamers becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2 KDP for the turn.
Interesting.
Oh, he's just there for a searcher.
He's just there for searching because he doesn't even play.
Definitely.
The deck
but I would play the black Agumon over that. Oh, that's right. He's playing the red base. That's why he's doing that.
He's playing the red base, and he has the black-red searcher in there as well.
Yeah. That makes more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised he's not playing the Agu X though.
He's playing
the crazy part, right?
He's playing
he is. The crazy part.
This
is like 16 Agumons in this deck.
I was gonna say, damn, that's 16 rookies, bro. That's wild.
Honestly, you know what's so funny? That just brings me back to like BT5 Greymon Tribal days. Before Red Memory Boost was printed.
Oh yeah, he's not playing Memory Tamers. He's just straight gas.
Yeah, he's not playing Memory Boost. He is playing Red Memory Boost, but he's the Gravity Crushes. I love this. Like this
That's
is
probably why he plays that
Cool
Agumon
Boys
too.
I bet you that deck was an absolute blast to play.
He's just straight rookie rushing and then probably building on the back with 1 stack. And then by the time that promo Black with Raymond comes out, you just swing a whole bunch of times. The last unsuspend, going to a Galmon for 2 or 0 with Cool Boys, and then just like keeps on swinging. Like, geez.
Yeah, that's a gas ass deck.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Also surprising, only the 5 megas, and remind you, he's playing Red Memory Boost, and 3 of those megas are pure black. So that's probably why he's playing so many searching Agumons. Because if he does not find that Greymon, that promo Black War Gray,
that's a fair point.
He's gonna have a problem. So that's
interesting deck.
I love it. But I guess we could talk about the winner, Beelzemon.
We got to talk about the winner. Beelzemon is.
That deck is crazy.
We're gonna tell you guys something, all right? I think we are getting the purple cups. I think in April. So Japan had, when the Beelzemon starter deck came out, they called it the advanced starter deck, because this just straight up was a structure deck. Like Digimon's structure decks have always been something else because they've always been competitive right out the box. You can take stuff and upgrade them. You know, Gallantmon, Mastimon, and what's the other one? Imperial, right?
Imperial. How are you feeling? Probably the best one they ever printed.
Yeah, probably the best one, but.
And then Jessmon, you're forgetting that.
Yeah, Jessmon, yeah, for sure. But Beelzemon is just straight gas. Like, yeah, they're only using the Beelzemon exact stuff, like the Entmon, Balmon, Beelzemon, and the Blast mode from the starter deck. But the fact that like they had purple only tournaments when this deck came out, so you were only playing purple decks, whatever purple deck you wanted to take. But you were playing for like championship stamped alt art Beelzemons, and the fact that this deck was such a menace in the meta that it was, and the fact that it came out here and won Japanese nationals is like, it's just straight wild. Like, yeah, if you're a purple player and you've been wanting purple supremacy since Lilith Loop, this is the deck for you. This is what you need to be playing. This is the next generation of purple, because frankly, I don't think Beelzemon goes anywhere, no matter what set. Like, this is the deck that doesn't get outpaced, because this deck can easily outpace. This deck can have what, 20 cards in trash by turn 3.
I don't know, but all I know
it's something crazy. I've
seen so many games of this deck where it looks like it is about to lose. It has no security left.
It'll have zero security.
It has
Your opponent has
no
5 still.
on board. It's got and then it just turbo wins. It is the craziest deck. I know that some people don't keep up with Digimon spoilers. I don't blame you. I know some people don't, especially when they're this far out. Like this is, but if you have not seen like gameplay of this deck, please look it up. It gets insane.
The people you should be looking up to watch those videos, Rust Marrow, one of the best Digimon YouTubers out there. His content is absolutely amazing. His videos are always on point. He showcases each of the deck in the I forget, I can't word right now, but there we go, in the context of their own set. So
yes.
you can really see how the decks perform against each other, and also just how they perform without the influence of like the current meta, just so you can get a feel for like if you actually like the deck, you know.
And specifically, the video I'm thinking of is from Rustmaro, and it is Beelzemon X versus the Imperial,
right?
No, versus the Rustmon Superior mode. But that Imperial's good too. But the Imperial one's good too. But I think the Rustmon one, that is the final round of the tournament. For his BT-12 tournament that he had. That video is so crazy, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Like, it looks like Beelz X can just not win the game at all, like, and then it just goes off. Like, the advantage he gains out of nowhere is insane. It's like knocking someone out with your non-dominant hand off your back foot. That is like the only way I can describe that deck.
Yeah, right. But you're also you're also forgetting that it's not just the star deck that makes the deck better. It's
yes, I keep forgetting.
BT-12 comes out. BT-12 has the X set, the X versions of the cards as needed, and the one specific card that's just to knock out the card that's just cracked for no reason. It's the Beelzemon X, which is just like such a powerful card. And then the starter deck, what makes the starter deck even better is because of the new blast mode, which gives you that Omnimon for game in purple.
So we definitely should have had Mark in here for this. I don't know how we didn't think about having our boy Mark in here. Mark plays Beelzemon religiously. Mark is the embodiment of Beelzemon and purple, but he's been playing it since it came out, and like, he was doing the shenanigans that it was doing before it was doing it. The problem is he could just never close games because, okay, you wipe out all the security. How do you make that last push, right?
Exactly.
Bro, Beelzemon Blast Mode, the level 7 from the starter deck. It's like Dan said, it's Omni for game. It's straight up. First of all, it's busted because it digivolves for 4. Okay, like it doesn't even digivolve for a whole 6. It just digivolves for 4, and then when digivolving, unsuspend if you have 20 or more cards in trash, which you're playing Beelzemon, you're gonna have 20 or more in trash. Gain 3 memory, so it's a 1-cost mode switch. And so the plays, right? If you guys don't want to watch the videos, that's fine. We'll paraphrase it. The play is to basically, you're normally going to get like a swing or two in with an Impmon early. You're going to leave your opponent with 3 security. You're going to go into Beelzemon. Beelzemon's going to do things where he's basically going to gain you back your memory. That's all you're playing Beelzemon for. Beelzemon's just going to fill your trash, gain you back your memory. Then you're going to go straight into, you're not even going to swing at security because you're just going to go straight into blast mode. And Beelzemon, Beelzemon X Antibody. And what Beelzemon X Antibody does is it's going to trash the top card of your opponent's security stack for every 10 cards in your trash. Like I said, you're getting the 20 cards easy on turn 3. So you're getting at least a trash 2 after you swung 2. You're going to swing with him. You're going to wipe out the rest of the security. And then you're going to digivolve for effectively 1 into blast mode. And you're going to swing for game. And what makes this all so potent is the fact that the Impmon from the starter deck
can warp.
There you go.
Beelzemon.
With how many cards in trash?
For 3 with 20 in your trash.
20. So the key number, 20 in trash for a cost of 3.
And I'm telling you,
not even 4.
20 in your trash is not a lot. Not a lot.
Especially in this deck,
all
the X antibodies have like effects where it was like, hey, when digivolving, trash 2. When attacking, trash 2 as an inheritable. It gets crazy.
And you would think that like, okay, well, like we're trashing so much, like, okay, I hate that calling is restricted because I need to get things back. And no. No, you have the busted option card. They call it Rivals Barrage currently in English. It's also known as Warring Shots, which I think is a by far better name.
super cool.
What this card does is when it's trashed from your deck, you place it in your battle area. Its delay effect is return one purple Digimon card or purple Tamer card from your trash to your hand. So straight up, straight up, this card is your second hand. This you have your hand, and then Warring Shots is just like, okay, you can use your trash as your extra hand. You need that Bielsa X you milled? Perfectly fine. You need back that Iron Mako? Perfectly fine. Which Iron Mako is also like
The deck is good. Hey, you're forgetting something.
yeah.
We're not going to talk about too much because it'll probably cause an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Starter deck 14 Starmon, which people will probably play as a one of in this deck. In this deck specifically, crazy because you can just bring back an Impmon from trash and it gains rush, I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
which means you can bring back that Impmon that warps when attacking with rush.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty correct.
You notice he's playing the one of, right?
That's why I brought it up because that's exactly why he's playing that one of, because that is a spicy play.
It's a spicy one of for sure. Like, because this is the thing, right? And this is why like I love purple as a color. Like the fact that you can get away with playing a one of just because you're like, yeah, I've got Warring Shots. I've got not that he's playing calling because he's not, because you don't need it. All you need is Warring Shots, which he's only playing 3 of as well. But like the fact that you can get away with playing that one of because you're like, if I need it, I'm going to be able to get it one way or another. It's just, I love that like flexibility of the color. It makes it so it, I don't know. It just, it fits my play style. I can definitely see myself playing some mill Shenanigans come this starter deck. So Dan, you're gonna have to watch out with your black or gray X because I'm coming for you. Granted, I'm not.
You act like I'm not gonna play Beelzemon myself. Stop playing.
You ain't gonna play Beelzemon.
You what?
Wait, I feel like it's gonna be
anyways
deck the build probably. But all right, enough of the Beelzemon wank. I feel like
the wank in it.
The second deck top is Xmon.
Weird list.
Obviously, no one here plays it. We hate that deck, so
yeah.
Nothing to talk about. No, all jokes. Me and Varni love that deck. Super interesting list.
It's a weird list. All right,
I don't want to. I called it a weird list at first, but it's a Japan list, and their decks are always different from ours because it's best of one format.
Yeah.
So it's weird to look at from.
It's so weird. The reason I'm calling it weird, guys, he's only running 8 champions. In a deck that's built on building a stack, he's only playing 8 champions.
Yeah, 8 champions. 8 champions. Spark. 3 Hammer Spark was the weird one. 2 Blue Memory Boosts. 1 Samadhi Sante. Did I say that right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
And the Ice Wall. And then what's the yellow option he's playing again?
Something Judgment, Heaven's Judgment or something. It's from EX04.
EX04. It allows you, if you control a green Tamer and or Digimon, you're allowed to play this card without meeting color requirements because it's a card meant for Terrymon/Lopmon. And I think it's like give like 6k per for something minus
for each color.
It's a good
for each color. It's 6k, so it's a 12k.
So it's 12k most times, so it's not bad really, especially in a deck like this that you're able to play with no problem.
It's interesting. I think it's more interesting. I mean, obviously it works great for him. He hits second.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome for him. It's interesting just because that minus 12k in our current format just doesn't seem like a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a weird one for sure.
But I guess it's also nice to clear the board because It's one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6k DP for each. Yeah, you have to activate it. So you can activate it twice. So it doesn't have to be the same Digimon that gets 12k. You can give minus 6k and then minus 6k. So you could kill, two different.
I guess it's important for stuff like Arrestor Dramon. Because Arrestor Dramon's only 5k on your turn, or on your turn. So I guess that's important if they leave an Arrestor Dramon chilling out there. But I don't know. I don't know their meta like that.
Yeah, I mean,
it might have just been like a meta call for him, and it just worked out great. We're just not sure because we obviously not playing it.
Speaking of Arrestor Dramon,
number 4.
This Arrestor Dramon list is I don't know. It seems like
it's a pretty
Arrestor Dramon list.
I've dabbled in looking at what hunters do, and it's kind of in a standard deck. I'm surprised they're not playing the other purple tamer, I think it is, the girl one, where it allows you to add also more sources to your deck. But besides that, it's pretty standard. The only thing I'm surprised they're not playing, I guess because they're going with their restaurant package, is the I don't remember what it's called, the one that lets you warp Evo into the Quartzmon that digivolves from Psychmon. There you go. That's the only one I'm surprised I don't see.
I was surprised about that as well.
Because they're playing that Psychmon. They are playing that Psychmon that goes into it. So I think that's the only thing that seems off. But again, we don't know this type of deck. This is a BT-12 strictly deck. There's nothing old. Maybe one card, I think that's that. And so it's interesting, that's for sure. Arrestor Superior Mode is busted. It allows you to attack while suspended. Correct. And then on top of it, he can go into a Quartzmon, which is correct. The only thing is, how does he even get into the Quartzmon? I'm just looking just now. I was like, wait a minute. Because that's a 5, that's a 7.
Quartzmon comes out in BT-11, right?
No,
12.
No, BT-12. Are you kidding me?
Oh, duh. Excuse me, a brain fart. Yeah.
It would be.
Because like I said, I know the
it digivolves 9 from a level 5.
With save though.
Damn, that's a lot.
No, it's 9 from a Digimon with save.
Yeah, 9 from a level 5.
Superior mode has save.
I think Superior mode has save though, right?
Yeah, I believe he does.
No, I think it's when Digivolving, place one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon under one of your other opponent. Yeah. No, it doesn't have save in it.
Oh,
I mean, its alternate cost is Digivolve 4 from red, black, or purple if the text contains save, but he doesn't have save himself. And the Omni Shoutmon from BT-12 doesn't have save either, right?
I wouldn't know about that one.
So how does he just hard? No way, you don't hard play that for 16, right?
No, definitely not.
No, you definitely don't. I'm pretty sure you're able to somehow go into from Superior, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be the Psychmon.
Let's see, where is the Psychmon at?
No, it's not the Psychmon.
Definitely not. It wouldn't be Gumdramon. Yeah, I don't know. That's beyond me.
He probably has some. Hey, he probably had a way to cheat it out or something. Then, that's the only way I can think of it.
Hey, if
it worked for him, right?
Like I do every time when I post this stuff on Anchor, I like to pose questions and everything. So I'm gonna pose the questions to y'all, all y'all listeners. I'm gonna ask how this is supposed to work. If you're in tune with the BT-12 meta, please do let us know, because we're all dumbfounded by that. We don't know how he can digivolve into this Quartzmon at all. That is beyond me, because it just doesn't seem to be a way to digivolve into it.
He's playing 2, right? So it's not like an Arrestor Superior Mode's level 5.
So there's a slight chance, because Arrestor Superior Mode says digivolve 4 from red, black, or purple level 4 if card text contains save. Just because that word is save is in there, there's a chance that it might be able to digivolve from there.
You know what? I think you're right.
Oh, is that really how that works?
Yes, because
I think so. Yeah,
it's like Gamamon with Proximamon.
Exactly.
Because Proximamon, let's see, Proximamon digivolves, or not the digivolve. It's by placing one Digimon card with Gamamon in its text. So like, it's like when it says that, like you can place Gamamon, but you can also do stuff that like isn't specifically named Gamamon, like Siriusmon, what's it called?
Exactly.
Arcturusmon, Regulusmon. Because they say Gamamon, but that's such a technicality, Bandai. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just give us like an alternate text box or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that, man? We'll have to look. I mean, that I am assuming that that's how that works because I can't think of another way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I agree. That's so busted. That's so
It
funny.
is. I agree.
That's so funny. Yo, that's gonna be such a ruling nightmare because people are gonna be like, "How are you digivolving that?" Well, this says save. I don't think it works that way, Judge.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
Definitely.
judge is gonna be fed up.
That's wild because that means that the tamer for that, the purple tamer, Taguru, is that how you say his name? He actually would work when digivolving into the Quartzmon too.
Yep.
Or even when just digivolving into superior mode. Yeah, it must be how it works because it's what his card text says. When one of your Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon card, must save in its card text by suspending this Digimon and placing blah 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 whatever. So it must be how that works because then it works for the superior mode too. What a weird wording. Huh.
You know what it is? It's probably the fact that because Dan, you haven't watched Cross Wars, have you?
Yeah, I watched a little bit, but not
all of it. That's probably what it is. The fact that like none of us have watched Cross Wars, so we don't even know like the lore of like, you know, who Tagiru is. Like, of course, we know Tagiru,
well, I know what happened.
Gumdramon, and yeah, you know what happened, but like
because Quartzmon came out of Quartzmon came from what's his name? Astromon. That's why Astromon can digivolve into him. It was a Quartzmon was like behind everything, and it was really Quartzmon in disguise as Astromon, and like such.
Yeah, interesting for sure. Well, I'm excited for BT-12. I'm also excited for BT-13 because favors and Royal Knights and all the fun stuff. The last topic that I want to get to before we end this podcast today is I just want to talk about the absolute all right, so all y'all know NA just got BT-11. Dan and I have said it since we started the podcast. You'll hear Mario's Gaming World talk about it. You'll hear people on the group talk about it. You don't buy the pre-sales. And the reason we say don't buy the pre-sales, it's a multitude reason. The biggest reason being that, like, I would say 8 times out of 10, the prices always drop, right? The one instance that we have currently where the price did not drop was BT-7 Dorumon, which you don't predict that. But every other time, and even if you look at the pre-sale prices now to what the prices are of the cards right now, they have dropped, right? We all knew the gold rares were coming out in this set. We all knew that these cards were going to be hard to pull, but I'm not going to lie. Like, I expected 1 gold rare per case, just because there were 3 of them.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, because there was 3 of them. Like, I figured Bandai would have said, okay, I know there's 3 gold rares, 1 per case. That is not, that was not the case. People have said that they've opened 2 cases and they have not seen a gold rare. It is generally accepted that it's a 1 in 2 to 1 in 3 a 1 in 3 case pull of getting a gold rare. With Mastimon being the rarest, I believe Machine Dramon is the next rarest, and then Allforce. So they're effectively the pull rates of the Ghost Alphamon, not Omni, because I bought a lot of cases of BT6. I think I had like 4 cases, and I did not pull a Ghost Omni, and that still hurts me to this day.
That's tragic.
It was very tragic. I was extremely upset. As for Alphamon, I believe Alphamon was a little bit easier to pull. But you know, I didn't even bother buying cases after that. And so I think like that's about their pull ratio. That being said, when they were listed for pre-sale, they were all basically like $100 for Ulforce and Machine Dramon, and then $200 for Mastimon. And like I said to Dan, I was like, yo, should I like buy this? Because like I feel like something's up. I was like, I feel like something's up. And like I probably should buy this, but like maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should wait. And I ended up making the decision that no, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna follow what I preach. I'm gonna wait till after, not gonna buy the pre-sale. When people started opening the cases, it became known that people were not pulling gold rares in a case. And we're like, okay, 1 and 2 cases. People weren't pulling it into 2 cases. And we're like, so it seems like this shit's really rare, right? So that's what it turned out to be. And it turned out that like people who bought the pre-sales, they basically lucked out. Except for a few. I just watched Mario's Market Watch video today, and he said he wasn't going to name and shame the stores that did it. I would if I had their names. I didn't do all that research. I just read it on the group. I'm just going to say, so there's 2 problems here. Problem number 1, stores obviously, when they learned of how rare it was to pull these gold rares, they canceled their customers' orders. And some of the stores went and listed it for more, you know? Number 2, there were stores that, and like, I know how it's going to sound to some people. There are stores that didn't have their inventory and were listing cards for sale, right? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because as a consumer, right? Like, let's not talk about business practices and like, oh, businesses do this for this reason and whatnot. No. We're Digimon, but we're card game players. You know, we use TCG Player as our pricing guide. It is where we go for everything, you know? So you as a pre-sale store on TCG Player, the hoops that you have to jump through to be a TCG Player pre-sale store, you have to have a brick and mortar store. You have to have a certain amount of sales monthly. Like you have to basically be a top seller on TCG Player to be able to list pre-sales. I am a level 4 seller. The one thing that stops me from being level 5 is the fact that I don't have a brick and mortar store. So I can't list pre-sales. The number 1 reason we say don't buy the pre-sales is because pre-sale prices are a bunch of shit. All right, straight up. They know that for the 2 weeks leading up to that case, they are the people who dictate the price during those 2 weeks because nobody else can do it. And they know that everybody's going to follow those prices because, like I said, we use TCG Player for everything. That's why we say don't feed into the pre-sales, don't buy it, because you're just giving these companies the advantage. And honestly, they don't fucking deserve it. I'm sorry that I just, dropped the F-bomb there, but they don't deserve it. Not after what they just did with these gold rares, canceling it because you didn't pull it. You listed inventory without having it, bro. If I was I'd be so pissed off. Like, I'm glad that I didn't buy it, because if I had bought it and they canceled my order because they didn't pull it, I'd be pissed beyond all imagination, because I'm like, cool, I got me a deal. I got this card, I only paid so much. I got in on it. And then you're telling me that, no, I didn't, because you didn't pull the card. If you don't have it, don't list it. Because if I, as a seller, like for me being an individual seller, if I were to do that, TCG Players straight up they'd come to me and they'd be like, yo, bro, you can't do that. They've already screwed me over in the past in various ways, let alone for me to go and screw my customers over like that. If my customer were to get upset to that point and go complain to TCG Player, me as a small time store, they'd shut me down. But these companies can get away with it because they drive the revenue and money to TCG Players. So they can get away with that stuff. But that's what you're doing. Or alternatively, you're canceling people's orders because the card is less. You're pulling less of the card than you thought. Because let's get that straight. All right. One person received a message, and this message said, hey, sorry, we're going to cancel your order because we pulled less of these than we thought. They're rarer than we thought. What? That's not my problem. I'm your consumer. I gave you my pre-sale money. I gave you this money that said, hey, I'm buying this for you at this price. Cool, I've locked it in. And you're telling me because the card is rare, rarer than you thought, that you're pulling it back because you want to sell it for more.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
You know what?
Go ahead,
you know
Mike,
what? Sorry to cut you off, but you know what?
No,
my
you're good.
my big problem with that is that not only are they refunding you your order because they couldn't fulfill it, but let's say you bought a card at pre-sale for $100. Or let's say you bought those gold rares for $100 at pre-sale, whatever you paid. It turns out that there's one in every box, and those prices drop drastically, and now it's a $20 card. They're not giving you your $80 back.
Mm-hmm.
$100 for a 20 card. Obviously, that's not what happened, but you know,
if the card, how it works.
If the card ended up less rare than everyone thought, you weren't going to get a better deal. You still paid your pre-sale money. Do not buy the pre-sales now. And I'll give a shout out to our locals. I guess not really my locals because I live in Philadelphia.
It's your locals, Mike. It's your locals.
They're a great store. They, when they get product in, they do not screw players over with it. They don't, upcharge the product by $1 million and try and, make a bunch of money off us. We go there, we support them, we play there, we pay money to play in their tournaments. They help us out. If you have a good LGS, make sure you support them. Because there are companies that aren't good and they will screw you on money. And obviously I order cards from TCG Player. I'm pretty sure I'd say most of the Digimon player base must order cards from TCG Player. There's nothing wrong with supporting the bigger companies either, but make sure you are supporting your LGS because at the end of the day, where else would we go to play? Webcam tournaments are okay and whatever, but we all know playing in person is 1,000,000 times better.
Oh yeah, for sure. LGS is all day, baby. I know an LGS. I'll call them out. Deal Me In Games in Boyertown, absolute shit of a place. Yeah. They back when BT4 had just dropped. No, it was during like BT5. BT4 boxes were dropping to like $90 online. And so for those of you who know, that they're not buying these cases for that much. They're probably paying what, like $50, $60 a box. If so much. They were charging $150 for a box of BT4. My boy AJ, shout out to him in Cali over there. He called this store and he was like, yo, I want to buy your box. What kind of deal can you do for me? They told him $150 and I was like, bro, I can buy it online right now for $90. If they don't even try to attempt to match that, they are not worth your time. You know what they did for him? They did $110. I was like, you know what? That's better. It's okay. But the fact that we even had to go to that point, and mind you, this is at the same time that Gamer's Edge was getting stuff in and they were selling at cost. Well, not at cost, of course, but at cost for them. So I believe at the time boxes were maybe $70, $65 to $70. They were sold out for sure, but we got good prices on that stuff. And you have card game stores, even for One Piece right now, that are absolutely scalping their player base. One Piece boxes right now, Mike, bro, they're up to $250.
Yeah, I mean, it's early days of Digimon all over again.
Yeah, it's straight up is. And these game stores are doing the same exact thing. And again, shout out to our store, Gamer's Edge. They get One Piece product in, they do our tournament kit, they do our tournament, we get packs. When we go to buy packs, we're buying it at, whatever MSRP is. I can't remember if it went up to $4.99 a pack, but it may be between $75 to $85 a box. Bro, you can't ask for anything more. If you have an LGS, like Mike said, go out there and support them, bro. Give them your money, make them deals, because at the end of the day, your LGS will have your back way more than these stores on TCG Player will. And I tell you that as somebody who sells on TCG Player, because all those pre-sale stores, they're not it, bro. They're not it at all.
And it sucks because when product like this comes out, like BT-11 is coming out, Nationals is next week. This week, right? This week.
Yes, this week.
You need your cards, and it sucks that you might even have to buy pre-sale. But the issue is, if you have to buy your pre-sale, those cards aren't even guaranteed to come in.
Yep, they're not.
You might not even get
them
these
to you
cards
in time.
I'm not gonna lie. I bought some commons early just because I don't live close to Gamer's Edge too much anymore, so it's a little bit harder for me to make the trip. And the LGSs that are near me, they're kind of selling their boxes for a little bit more than I like to pay, like 90 to 100, honestly.
Oh gosh.
Which is crazy. It's a lot of money. And I bought one box from them just because I still tried to go out and support them, but it's a little too much. But I bought some commons and some just bulk off of it just because that stuff's so cheap. But I know that I'm not gonna get that stuff for I don't know, probably not till March if I'm being realistic. Maybe the beginning of March I'll get them in.
It's so bad. It really is so bad, bro.
And forget about buying alt arts. Never buy alt arts.
Yeah,
and honestly, if you aren't going to nationals, it might even be worth, unless you're playing, like, I don't know. I don't want to say, like you said, this isn't a Market Watch podcast, but it might even be worth waiting till after nationals to see what drops in prices, right?
No, I would agree with that for sure.
Because those secrets for Old Force, those secret tamers and those Old Force ults, they might not be as much money. I mean, and if
they won't be.
If Old Force somehow goes and wins the entire tournament, then I'm so sorry for anyone listening. Those things are skyrocketing. Those things are going to the moon, baby. But I mean, those probably aren't going to be that much. I mean, I don't want to say that much money. They'll be less money, I think. So if you don't have to buy the cards right away, wait. I mean, at the end of the day, times are getting a little tougher out there. Save the money where you can. Don't spend it early on. I don't even know. What was Blackboard Gray pre-sale price? Probably like $10 to $15. That's a super rare. At the end of the day, that's gonna end up maybe being it's gonna be played a lot, so it'll still be a super rare worth some money, but $5 at most, I'd say. Like that. Don't spend all your money on not even alt art stuff.
Yeah, those Renas, base rarity is 44 and alt is 58. Like Mike said, unless All Force wins, they're definitely going down after. They're not going to go down by a lot. I can envision Rena base rarity being like $25 to $30 secret, and the alt being like 40 to 45 because it's just waifu stuff. Same thing with Mireille. Mireille is an SR tamer, so it's inherently harder to pull. And you typically need 3 to 4 of it. She's $40 currently. I can honestly see it staying at $40. I actually think $40 is a decent price. I think the lowest it'll drop is $30. And at that point, you have to question, what is $10 to $30 worth to you? Is it a what is the gratification of getting it then versus getting it now? I'm a whore, so I bought my Mireille. I got my Mireilles and my Ashihumans and my Lady Devies, but that's just because I like shiny cardboard with waifus. What can I say?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Also, there's times where buying early can help too. There are times. I'm also a rarity whore. I bought 24 foil Vemons because I knew that I was gonna play Galactimon. I like stupid janky decks like that. I paid, I think, $1 per Vemon. They're up to $5 a piece now.
Boy.
So I lucked out on that, but that doesn't always work. There could have been a chance that there was a million Vemons out there, and I paid triple what they were actually worth. So you do have to gamble, but you have to realize you are gambling. There's a chance you're gonna lose.
Yeah, for sure. So, moral of all of this, please be smart. Honestly, if you guys don't want to use Facebook, okay, whatever, power to you. If you don't care, use Facebook, right? Become part of the Digimon group and the Digimon card game market. I don't know. There's been some drama with the Digimon card game market. I don't know what the other group is being called, but the group to join is the Digimon card game market. Go there. People there are so much more willing to give you deals. You'll typically get things at least 80 to 85% of TCG player lowest price. And depending on how much you buy, people will be willing to sell you more for less. Maybe 75%. Maybe you get free shipping, you get the fact that you're buying from somebody. You might be worried about it. Look, always pay PayPal, goods and services.
Yes.
Do not pay with Cash App. Do not pay with Venmo. Do not do friends and family. Do not use Facebook Pay. Do not use Apple Cash. You pay with PayPal, goods and services. Why is that, Michael?
Because you are going to get scammed otherwise.
Yes.
PayPal Goods and Services guarantees that if you do get scammed, you're getting your money back.
And the
Okay.
reason for that, the way it works is they have to put in a tracking number. If they don't put in a tracking number, then what happens is they're going to hold the money for like 21 days. And if you don't receive your stuff, you say, PayPal, I didn't receive my stuff. And they're going to be like, okay, well, here's your money back. We're going to go after this guy. I've had cases where, we paid goods and services. They put in a tracking label and they shipped it to like freaking some other state, right? And PayPal, said that, you might have to jump through a hoop just because it's all automated, right? Understand that. The first time like I contacted PayPal, they were like, well, it shows it was delivered. I was like, did you see where it was delivered to? They didn't, because they don't look at that. It was delivered to like, I think it was Michigan, right? I live in Pennsylvania. I was like, listen, the shipping address is Pennsylvania. It was delivered in Michigan. I did not receive the item. I want my money back. And then they looked and they were like, oh, you're right. Boom, money reversed. And this was a big transaction, mind you, big transaction. So they reversed the transaction and they went after the other guy. It turned out I was involved in some elaborate ass scam that had nothing to do with me though. I got my money back. All was good. All because I played PayPal goods and services. Do not let anybody coax you into doing otherwise. All right.
Mm-hmm. Unless you are literally going in person, picking up the cards in person, and then you can go pay them after you have the cards in hand, and then you can pay them however they want. But
yes,
otherwise,
also,
it's not worth it.
Don't let people like fool you into. They're gonna be like, oh well, like I don't want you to pay goods and services because like I don't want it to show up on my taxes. Blah blah blah. Look, if that's what they're gonna pull out against you, don't do business with them. Okay, you can get your cards somewhere else. Don't let people scare you into making bad decisions. Keep yourself protected, just like we tell you to wrap it before you tap it, baby.
Hey yo. Wow. I mean, I agree.
On that note,
card games are expensive. Wait till you have a kid.
Oh, don't.
Or two in your Varni's case.
Oh.
Hey, hopefully my 2 will grow up playing Digimon, and I will have people I can play Digimon with when I'm at home.
With them. Adrian's got the deal right there, bro.
I know. Adrian's got 4 little ones coming up. He's like, cool. I can take on each one of you in a gauntlet. Oh man. But yeah, on that note, we're gonna call it a day for today. Appreciate all y'all for listening. Anything you want us to talk about, just put it in the, I can't say put it in the comments, it's not a YouTube video. Tweet at us. We have a Twitter. It is at DigiPod TDP. It'll also be linked somehow in Spotify or something like that. This is going up on YouTube, so you can put it in the comments on YouTube and I'll see it. Speaking of, I have a YouTube video coming soon, believe it or not. Ha ha ha. Cool stuff, right? Yeah, that's it for today. So until we see you guys the next time.
Also, give good luck to your boy for Nats, for my Nats run.
Yes,
my boy's gonna go whatever he's gonna go 27-0. It's not even gonna be 27 rounds, but he's doing it. 27-0.
I don't want him coming home a loser.
Yeah,
no,
honestly,
never
we're
that.
gonna have to kick him. We're probably gonna have to just never talk to him again if he doesn't win. I don't know.
He's gonna have to sit with the loser's hat for at least a month of locals.
The hat of shame, for sure.
The cone of shame.
Yeah.
Damn. Now I definitely gotta win.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Thank you for listening.
Have a good one. Catch you in the next one.